Might have it.
Not. Okay. Just testing. Okay. I'm grateful for the opportunity to address the committee on behalf of the Swiss Cottage Community. The power of elected councillors to review and, if necessary, reject proposals that will affect the lives of thousands of Camden residents is an essential safeguard for local democracy. The purpose of my representation is to show the committee has a genuine choice as to what to do. As a matter of law, it is free to reject the officer's recommendations for proper reasons. I'm going to outline 7 such reasons and to show, in this case, rejection of the current proposals is the right and just thing to do. This does not mean that a fresh CMP which genuinely takes into account local concerns could not be approved in future. The legal agreement associated with the original planning permission stated that, following any consultation, in response to the comments received, the construction management plan should be then amended where appropriate, and where not appropriate, a reason should be given. The Council undertook, during the original planning permission process, that all well-founded concerns of residents about traffic, noise, pollution and other matters relating to construction would be fully considered and acted upon by the Council at the CMP stage. I ask you to abide by this undertaking. Firstly, there are better routes available than using the already crowded local roads, particularly Winchester Road. TfL do not insist on the route currently suggested for construction traffic, which prevents the more logical alternative use of the A41. TfL have no objection to all demolition and construction traffic using the pit lane of the A41, as long as the bus lane and traffic lanes are not blocked. If I am wrong in this, I'd ask to be corrected now. Secondly, the impact of lorries on Eaton Avenue pedestrian space will be significant. This is a very busy pedestrianised area. The main entrance to Swiss Cottage Tube is here. The area is crowded at all times of the day, particularly with market shoppers, people stopping for coffee outside the Hampstead Theatre, students from Central School, school pupils, nursery children. The area is frequently used by large school groups on their way to the green space, library and leisure centre. Thirdly, promises made during the original planning permission have been ignored. For example, there is still no detail of how the tree roots on the pedestrian space and the London plane tree near the library will be safeguarded from the heavy vehicle movements. Fourthly, the original draft CMP stated physical barriers would be erected to segregate pedestrians from vehicles on the pedestrian space. This vital measure is now removed. A limited number of traffic marshals, while useful up to a point, cannot and should not be considered a sufficient safety measure in such a busy pedestrian site without barriers. Fifthly, the original application promised to safeguard the Swiss cottage market. The offer of a market officer to organise conflicts with the market on only 1 day per week is derisory. There are market stalls on every day of the week. Even the officer's report admits to a grim future for the market. Sixthly, the current CMP fails to properly address the noise and vibration of the area. This means it is still impossible to tell whether the playground, one of the closest points to the main construction site, will be safe to use. At a minimum, without such information, a realistic CMP should include potential resiting of the playground. Seventhly, the Swiss Cottage green space plays a vital role in our community. It is our only green lung and play area. It strengthens the physical and mental health of all of us who live nearby, particularly those of us without gardens or cars. It is particularly important for parents, carers and disabled people as the only playground and open area locally. The officer's report agrees that the Swiss Cottage green space will be less appealing if this goes ahead. The recent changes to the 268 and CS11 buses and the abolition of the 82 bus, assumed to be working at full capacity in the original planning permission, has reduced bus services in this area. As a result, it is frequently impossible to get to alternative parks, particularly for those with buggies or wheelchairs. It is for these 7 reasons that I ask the committee to reject the CMP as currently drafted. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that.